We talk, and rightly so, about the holiday season being full of joy and cheer and love and laughter, and that certainly is true. But sometimes it can be a very poignant time and sort of difficult as we get older, especially to let that joy rise to the surface, because so often we can feel kind of alone. So Carol Menninger is here this morning. She's with Rockbridge Oaks, has been kind of a frequent guest on the show here lately, and your topic is maybe let this be your last season at Christmas to feel alone, because you don't have to.
You don't have to.
I think what's so difficult, I talk about this all the time, so here I go again. Providential, my mom is 92. She and I had a conversation this morning, and she is perfectly fine, but she is very emotional right now. I think as you get older, those emotions just hug you closer.
Yes.
And it's a time of memories.
Yes.
And I think you relive things.
Yes.
And it's poignant.
It is. It's very poignant. And when you're reliving those things and those memories and those special times as head of household, where you were doing the cooking and the wrapping and the entertaining, you were so purposeful. Mm-hmm. You were tired.
Yeah.
And you knew it, but you were so purposeful. And then as the years progress and your purpose shifts, your mm-hmm. children become adults, move out, have their own families, mm-hmm. you are really challenged to keep a sharp sense of that purpose and keep that close mm-hmm. and feel that same sense of value. And that plus your house is empty, mm-hmm. you know, and when your family does visit, they're hustling and bustling, and it's very hard to slide into where you belong.
I think it's hard too, especially as women. I can't speak for it as men, but as women, mm-hmm. We kind of are the planners yes. of Christmas. We'll talk about that specifically. And yes. then it's just like you don't know how to raise children anymore once you're the grandparent. Yes. You lose that ability to figure it all out.
Yes, yes, that's it. So it's very emotional, and then it's also logistical and physical. You know, mm-hmm. we wake up at 5 o'clock now to put the turkey in and map out what time we'll put the ham in and the sweet potato casserole. So logistically speaking, your purpose shifts. Mm-hmm. And also to go shopping and purchase the gifts and bring them home and line them under the tree. And as mothers, we are so full of responsibility. And then as grandmothers, that sort of when we pass that torch along, which is what we're supposed to do,
right.
and what we find joy in doing, we sometimes can feel empty-handed about mm-hmm. where our purpose is.
Yes.
So one of the things that I've always talked about being so gratifying in the work that I do is how restorative assisted living can be. And it's counterintuitive. People think, well, I don't want to give up my home and my independence and my ability to make choices. Mm-hmm. And when you live in assisted living, there's so much of that that's restored. All of your choices come back together. They look different.
What do you mean? By the way, I'm sorry, because I get so caught up in talking to Carol. She has slid this in, and thank goodness she did. At Rockbridge Oaks, it is assisted living.
Yes.
Couples will come in, you know, husbands and wives will come in,
yes.
and perhaps only one needs the assistance, mm-hmm. but the support is there regardless.
Yes.
So what do you mean that the choices come back?
So I talk to lots of ladies who've come to live with me over the 30 years that I've done this. And because we're there to do the heavy lifting, if you will, mm-hmm. the cooking, the cleaning, the setting the table, that woman is able to, again, sort of orchestrate how she'd like her family gathering to be in her new dining room. So at Rockbridge Oaks, we have so much space for family gathering. Mm-hmm. So, you know, men and women, couples, whomever is living with us, any of our residents, can orchestrate that gathering again and host that family time. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the things that we're especially in tune to is sharing that empowerment, magnifying the empowerment mm-hmm. and our resident sense of hosting. And you just watch a person come alive and you watch them really, you know, feel so proud about hosting a family gathering. And before you know it, they've stopped fearing what it was like to leave that home behind because their new home is so full of opportunities.
I've got to be careful how I dip my toe in this water here. But so I was on a trip this past weekend, and at one point I said to my husband, it's kind of nice in a way to just get away a little bit, because you are forced to breathe. There's nothing responsible for you to deal with, right? You're just enjoying.
Yes.
So you get some clarity of thought that way. I think that the day-to-day grind, no matter how old you are, we all feel it, and obligations can sometimes prevent you from focusing on what you really want to be or who you are now. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And I've talked before about how once a person comes to live in our community and they settle in and they enjoy all of the benefits, for instance, never having to eat a meal alone again because you have beautiful dining rooms and you sit with your new neighbors and you enjoy that fellowship, and you didn't have to grocery shop or cook or clean up afterward. So when your brain space is freed up because of all of the things that are at your fingertips, and you build that trust with us at the community, people do confess that at home they were pretty preoccupied with some fears. Fears about when will I get to the grocery store, or fears about what do I do since the dishwasher has broken, and all of those fears go away, and you have neighbors who've experienced so many similarities in life that you have. You just have this whole new camaraderie of neighbors that are also happy to start their next chapter.
So y'all are brand new. I mean, you
Brand
just
new.
have begun letting people start moving in.
Yes.
We had a chance to go over. It's a beautiful facility right there in East Brainerd, so conveniences abound.
Yes.
Doctors are just right around the corner, shopping around the corner.
Yes.
But you are really seeing people move in.
Yes.
And you
yes.
only have so many rooms. It's rather small.
It is. It's one of the smaller communities. So there are only 44 apartments in assisted living. We do have a memory care portion of the house also, with 18 apartments. And guess what arrived yesterday?
What?
Our new bus. So shopping, outings, doctor's appointments. One of the men who's moving in with us, I visited with him on Sunday, and he had a list a mile long of all of the doctor appointments he had to cancel in the previous weeks because he's not comfortable driving in the rain. So that'll go away along with all the other fears we talk about.
Speaking of going away too, before I let you run, one of the things that y'all have pointed out when we went to visit you was that when people move in, sometimes they might have 3 or 4 different needs within the assisted portion. I won't get into the weeds too much, but it's kind of an a la carte thing. Depending on what you need, they kind of let you pay accordingly. But often once that care is there, then those needs begin to go away.
That's right. That's right. You've hit it on the head. It's why we're so excited to be open. So excited. By the end of the month, we'll be half full.
Wow.
So come on in, give us a call, come enjoy what we have to offer.
Are you going to be open the week after Christmas?
We're open every day.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me share with you then the phone number and the address. It's on Palms Court, which is really just kind of near the Concord Road area off of East Brainerd, if you're familiar with that neck of the woods. 558-2000 is their phone number. You can go online to rockbridgeoaks.com and see a lot that's there, but you do have to come and see it in person to fully get a feel.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Julie.